Do you remember that character that was giving Wolverine issues in that live action movie? Lady Deathstrike, somebody that's like Wolverine centric, basically. You want to talk about how dangerous and strong she is? Let's go. You know, she's one of the many superhumans in the Marvel universe. She's one of those characters that have such deadly weapons, her physical strength don't really matter because she can cut whoever she wants. Here they talk about her lore right here, that's her real name. Despite her not needing crazy strength thanks to her gear, she has enhanced human strength, speed, reflexes. She's a skilled fighter, skilled martial artist. But the thing that makes her ridiculously scary is her skeleton that's artificially laced with molecules of adamantium, making her bones virtually unbreakable. She's basically equipped with 5 1-foot-long adamantium claws replacements with each finger, each hand. In this occasion, it looks like her claws get longer than the guidebook said because they got ridiculously long here for some reason. Part of the reason why she's superhuman, because she's kind of like a cyborg a little bit, using alien technology, blah, blah, blah. She can use other weaponry. A perfect match for Wolverine, right? Lady Deathstrike. In her lore, she was a daughter of a former pilot in World War II. She was hunting down Wolverine, made a deal, ended up getting superhuman capabilities as well because she failed to defeat Wolverine. So she said, okay, I'll find another way to fight him by getting super strong. They even say the words, possessing superhuman strength and adamantium claws to rival Wolverine's own, which you're going to see a lot of Wolverine in this video. They even go as far as saying her bones are rendered unbreakable virtually. They talk about how her cybernetic systems also include a self-repair and reconfiguration program, allowing her to automatically repair damage to her cyborg body. The more damage she endures, the longer her reconfiguration program will take to repair her body. I mean, she can connect herself to a technological interface because of her cybernetic components. Ain't that weird? Stated here, thanks to Lady Deathstrike's nanites implanted in her blood, she can deprogram the bots with her cyborg powers, as long as they can get them out of the body first. Removing nanites from Omega Red's bloodstream, rendering them clean, Sabretooth getting them out of them first. Yeah, she got some weird abilities. Adding all this stuff in, superhuman strength, speed, and things of that such with these stupid overpowered claws, she's an insanely good fighter. Even stated here, to be a samurai. I mean, we've seen her actually wield guns and shoot with them before, while shooting also showing agility. I would personally love to have these claws when cutting up meat at the dinner table. Let me stop trolling. Yeah, she kind of had a mean father. I would like to add that she's resistant to mind reading and stuff of that such. Apparently because she's more bionic than human. Pretty much countering Rogue's ability. Rogue would absorb her power and get her memories and stuff. She kind of reminds me of how, when it comes to pure muscle strength, somebody like Wolverine or Lady Deathstrike wouldn't be on the level of somebody like the Thing. But like I said, their physical strength doesn't really matter when you have claws this overpowered like Wolverine and Lady Deathstrike. Despite powerhouses like the Thing being strong enough to easily knock out characters like Wolverine or Lady Deathstrike, Wolverine can still harm these hulkishly strong level beings thanks to these claws that pretty much ignore durability. You don't need their actual strength to be able to harm these beings when you have claws this overpowered. The claws pretty much do all the work for you. That's how Wolverine and Lady Deathstrike work. That's why they can give top tier some annoyances and issues. A great example is Asgardian super strong beings that are way stronger than Deathstrike. If we're talking about pure physicals, despite her being way stronger than Deathstrike physically, Deathstrike can still give her issues because her gear is this overpowered. And part of this being thanks to her healing factor being crazy too. She can still damage her despite the strength gap. Like, it's a combination of these overpowered claws and her healing factor, which I'm going to get to more in this video. She gets impaled and she's fine and she can keep on fighting against a being this strong like Valkyrie. Like we're talking about in one of her many occasions with Wolverine you're going to see in this video, she literally rapidly healed her face. You can literally see the difference right here versus right here. Shot this bad, they even x-ray it so we can see the bones and stuff, is the type of stuff she can heal from and keep fighting. Many fights with Wolverine stabbed in the side and can continue fighting. I love how she's fighting Wolverine, gets headbutted, arm gets crushed by a freaking tank. She doesn't care, gets mad at the tank. Even though her arm's ripped off, she continues to keep fighting. Explosions and fire aren't enough thanks to her healing factor or being able to counter such things. It's the same with hollow point bullets, blasted by sunfire, flames. Yeah, she's tanking a lot of BS. Yeah, imagine trying to hang somebody and it doesn't work and just flexes her way out, you know. You would think telekinetic type beings would be her kryptonite because they can just keep her far away, right? Well, don't let her get close because she will stab you through your arm, even if you're cable. In this occasion, you can see her slicing through Captain Britain's armor. Somebody that got the physical advantage over her. Like in this occasion with Captain America also has a device that is dang near close to indestructible. This is one of the few things that she apparently can't cut. Like, don't get me wrong though, like she still has superhuman attributes without counting her claws, like being able to break through these cables just by flexing her neck, for example. That shows her physical strength without necessarily just talking about her claws doing all the work. I mean, when it comes to her power levels, don't take these as too much as Bible, but you can get an idea of her strength by her grid. how high her fighting skills is, all this stuff is going to make sense in this video. She's strong enough to lift up grown humans with one arm. We've seen her tackle Wolverine through a wall. Physically, we've seen her kick beings and they go flying pretty far to show, yeah, she does have superhuman physicals. You can see that she can kick hard enough in this occasion without using claws to crack a wall to show her physical enhanced attacks without spamming claws. Another occasion here of her drawing blood from a being with a straight kick without spamming piercing damage claws and stuff. You got an occasion here of her kicking beings really far. She likes kicking if she's not using her hands. Even kicking super soldiers like Captain America. So when it comes to how strong she can hit without necessarily counting her claws, I'm talking about her physical strength, how hard she can hit with just a blunt punch, not counting claws. She can do your standard stuff like super soldiers in Marvel can do, like kicking brick walls down with her physicals and things of that neighborhood, but her attacks are way more threatening when you talk about the claws. So it's obvious that human flesh doesn't stand a chance against these claws, going through humans like butter, basically impaling them with her claws. Can climb surfaces by stabbing into the walls to kind of get a grip on the wall. I'm talking about men just get completely dismembered, cut up. I mean, just her simply turning her claws or lengthening them, they just go through a human body. So yeah, she doesn't have to put muscle behind it, it just goes through you. And when we're talking about characters that are similar to herself, Wolverine and X-23 like characters like her, whatever they can do, she's somewhere in the ballpark. We literally see it happen. It's a part of the lore. It would be weird if she wasn't a match for the beings. I mean, she's too similar. They have to be comparable. That seems like a common theme or writing style for these Marvel comic characters to be similar like this. Proof of it as well. Messing up her torso. In this occasion with Wolverine admits that she could have pierced his brain a couple times, showing her worthiness as a combatant. This type of stuff is not an exaggeration. When we actually see them scuffle, it kind of proves what Wolverine was saying was true about her being able to damage Wolverine badly, messing up his senses, things like that with the kick, cut. She has a battle with Wolverine here. One of her arms are literally torn off, but this fight is not easy pickings. She is stated to be a living weapon. This is pretty much proven all the difficulty she's given to Wolverine, despite one of her arms being ripped off. She's a beast. There was no absolute winner in this one though, but yeah, she's constantly battling Wolverine, slamming him through a wall. Whether we're talking about young Wolverine, old Wolverine, she's always fighting him. When it comes to fighting, speed, skill, agility, them battling each other using their claws, battling each other with healing factors, impaling each other. It's just a common theme for them always to be a match for each other. Like on this example, it looks like she actually was about to get a legit win on him, but she kind of got cocky and Wolverine just got her that way. Yeah, Wolverine is a beast too though. Nothing wrong with losing to Wolverine. One of her many fights with Wolverine, an oven goes flying in collateral of their attacks or strikes or them battling each other, just messing up the whole room basically. Like you see the oven she grabbed, and that's how she slung it with her claws and physicals and stuff. She can not only just cut off humans' legs, but she can cut off mutants' legs, beings with superpowers' legs, and literally cuts metal guns like butter. If she can slice apart metal, of course her slicing wood is easy. That wouldn't make sense if she couldn't slice wood. Bowling balls she can slice up. Like she can literally slice up tanks. Tanks that can withstand bullets, even certain missiles. Metal roofs, for example, she treats like butter. Like you can literally see it being treated like butter. Cable's metal arm, even his arm isn't durable enough to withstand her claws. She can go through his. There's all kind of beings that are literally made of granite. Her cutting power is so crazy she can cut beings like this as arms made of granite. Naturally, a being in this tier, part of her reason why she's so dangerous is her claws, of course. These blades, but you add on top of her fighting speed on top of this makes her even scarier as well. Yes, imagine having claws that can pierce powerhouses. She can literally dodge bullets. She has to state herself, I won't dodge the next bullet, though, letting you know she can dodge a bullet. Ganging up on her won't work. Even if there's multiple of you and you try to shoot at her, she can slice you before you have a chance. Like you can literally see the dude pointing the gun and you get sliced before they even know what's going on. Like when a sword is this close to your neck, she's fast enough to parry it and give y'all some work. Sure, Hawkeye doesn't have superpowers, but I already told you, these Marvel humans are like Baki characters. If they train hard enough, they can achieve superhumanness. Hawkeye is kind of one of those characters, and the fact that she can kind of blitz characters like Hawkeye in raw speed or in fighting speed in general shows how fast she is or how fast she would have to be, honestly. I mean, even if you don't want to say Hawkeye's got superhuman reflexes, which he does, even though he's a normal human, Marvel humans can get super fast with training and stuff, blah, blah, blah. You just got to look at all her occasions with Wolverine. We know Wolverine has superhuman reflexes for real. And there's just too much evidence of her being able to compete with him in raw fighting speed on too many occasions. It would be disrespectful to say she doesn't have superhuman fighting speed competing with Wolverine this much in raw speed. We've seen Wolverine react and block Cyclops' beam and dodge his blast with his reflexes and fighting speed. And all these arrows shooting at Wolverine, somebody that Deathstrike has to always compete against in fighting speed. I mean, Wolverine was able to react to a speedster, and this is the being that Lady Deathstrike has to compete against all the time. And she's always a match for beings this fast. When it comes to her raw speed, she's confident that she'll be able to decapitate them with her adamantium claws before they even knew they were in danger, implying her fighting speed. I mean, even this is Captain America's opinion about Wolverine. Like when Captain America made his little charts of the different super beings, he was talking about augmented strength, peak human strength. He considered Wolverine as augmented strength with high skills. He considered him to be a being that even unarmed combat, these group of guys can not only use their superhuman strength, these are the all-around toughest to beat, and Wolverine is in this category. Oh, yeah, this guy Cable. And we've seen Lady Deathstrike stab dude Cable's arm, but that's none of my business. We've seen Lady Deathstrike fight Wolverine threats like Omega Red and cut him. She got in a scuffle with Captain America, someone who is a legit super soldier and has enhanced strength. Like, this isn't necessarily Lady Deathstrike, but she has the same type of claws like X-23 and Wolverine have. They have a reputation of being able to pierce top tiers, even if they're nowhere near their level physically. The claws pretty much equalize it and ignore durability, do all the work, and it's strong enough to pierce beings on the hulkish range. Stuff like this basically applies to Lady Deathstrike because she can literally do what Wolverine can do when it comes to these claws. Even beings that can stand black holes, they can pierce through consistently. So via hacks, one can say she can hang with beings that are higher tier based on the fact she has similar claws to Wolverine, who can do this to Thor level beings, or even pierce the Thing consecutively to her flesh peeled off. Same with Colossus. These claws are just a cheat code for the most part. So when it comes to slicing brick walls, this is something she could easily do. She can't make her claws long enough to cut a galaxy up or nothing, but let's just hypothetically say a galaxy, say if a galaxy was condensed, all its mass and weight condensed inside a bowling ball that could easily be hit by Lady Deathstrike. Let's just talk about this in theory. In theory, if something this big and dense was all in one space, Lady Deathstrike's blades technically would have the power to cut stuff like this up if it was all in one small section. Based on the fact she can cut beings that are top tier in Marvel, beings that can survive galaxies exploding. When you see those videos on my channel, you're going to see what I'm talking about. Beings that can survive solar systems exploding, Gladiator, Thor. The fact she can cut these beings and put a threat to their life pretty much says she can damage things that have galactic or above type durability. That's the cheat code about having these claws. You guys understand what I just said? I hope so. Do you guys respect her might? Yeah, she couldn't physically punch a galaxy apart or nothing, but her claws can pretty much damage beings that can withstand galactic-like explosions. Do you understand that concept? That's what her claws can do. They're hacksy. Her muscles don't matter based on what she can cut. Adamantium is just that broken in Marvel. If you watch enough or read enough Marvel, you understand this. But how strong do you think she is? Do you respect Lady Deathstrike? Do you think them claws are broken? Do you think Marvel should retcon the claws to where if you're not strong enough, you shouldn't be able to harm beings this strong? What do you guys think? I have a little issues with the claws being this strong without you needing this type of strength. But what do you guys think? Respect Lady Deathstrike. Do you like her better than X-23? Do you think she's a perfect match for Wolverine? Do you think she's better? All your thoughts are more than welcome below. Respect her might. But before I get going, everybody, gotta say thanks to the donators real quick. Helps out a lot. Respect her. I'm glad you are enjoying your time on the channel. Make sure you check out the playlist on the channel to see other How Strong videos. If you like what this channel is offering, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys later.